Netflix adds yet another anime to their catalog. This time it is Cyberpunk EDGERUNNERS, an anime that really came out of left field. I mean, everybody remembers the launch of the Cyberpunk video game and the amount of hype that went into it. 9 years of hype, which came crashing down at the launch of the game, which was riddled with tons and tons of bugs. I mean, I remember in my first playthrough of the Cyberpunk video game, one of the main story quests I was on bugged out and I literally couldn't progress the game anymore. So it was a surprise to everyone when they announced that Cyberpunk was getting an anime. I had tweeted about how good the trailer looked, but trailers don't usually mean everything when it comes down to the anime in general if it's going to be good. Well, let me tell you, this anime is good. In fact, it is beyond good. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say it's a masterpiece, but it's pretty darn close. Done by Studio Trigger, the animation is off the charts good. But not only the animation, the artistic design, the music, the voice acting, literally it pretty much doesn't have any flaws, and the more that you watch the show, the more you get hooked. They do a great job in building the personality of all of the main cast, and the main character, David Martinez, is not a little wimp, which is one of the things I like. He's a character with some backbone, he's had a hard life, and he's pretty intelligent, and it turns out he turns into a very good fighter as well. Throughout the story, he runs into Maine and his crew, which are a group of Cyberpunk EDGERUNNERS, a criminal organization who are blinged out with all sorts of enhancements and weaponry. And if you play the Cyberpunk video game, it holds true to the story and themes of the game as well. However, this does not have anything to do with Keanu Reeves' character. Instead, we follow David Martinez and Maine and the group of cyberpunks that he runs with, eventually being introduced to Lucy, who is David's love interest, and she is a very badass character. Not only is her character design just awesome, I mean, I love the way that they do her hair and her eyes, and while she keeps to herself and has her own motives and agenda, you also see moments where her tough exterior begins to melt in front of David. But don't worry, this is not a love story, and trust me, there is a lot of not safe for work scenes, which is one of the things that I absolutely love about this anime, is that it's tailored to late age teenagers and young men. There's a lot of gore, there's a lot of not safe for work scenes that I obviously can't show you in this video, and it's a production that both gamers and anime fans can enjoy alike. And trust me, when I say that this show is gory, I mean, I'm talking about people's heads getting exploded off, arms ripped off, shotguns to the chest, blood everywhere. It's definitely really neat. Like, I really like the gore a lot. I'm a big fan of Berserk and other gory anime, and this anime is extremely unique. It almost emits like a lost style of 90s animation, but brought into the modern era. I get hints of Akira and Evangelion, but overall, this anime is unique to its own style, and that's one of the things that I appreciate so much about it. For example, in a lot of the scenes, the characters' skin tones are like this bright blue because the city is filled with neon. So you get these kind of Devilman Crybaby-esque animation scenes and artistic design, meanwhile maintaining these complex models and keeping the characters on model the majority of the times. I mean, sometimes David looks a little weird, but I do like his soft character design. I think it allows animators a lot of freedom, and that's usually a great benefit to animators in general, just so they can make more incredible animations, give more expression to the characters and such. But while the models of David, Rebecca, and Lucy are a little bit softer, a lot of the other ones are incredibly complex, like Maine. So you kind of get this back and forth between strong stoic characters and soft, more cute designs, but it mixes very well because when these characters need to get serious, they start to look like badasses, kind of like when Saitama gets serious. It's very easy for them to have a natural, relaxed face where they're smiling or happy or goofing around, but when they get serious, they look cool and you get sucked into the show. One of the main things that I applaud is the fact that this is not based on any manga. There was never a Cyberpunk manga, meaning that they had to develop the world from scratch, and they did a fantastic job. You get thrown in by episode 1 about how Night City is controlled and run by these evil power corporations, how humans have these cybernetic implants which make them superpowered, but if you use too much of your cybernetic implants, it could turn you into a cyber psycho, which basically you fry your brain, you go berserk, and the special ops has to come and destroy you. And so David Martinez, who gets an upgrade very early on in the series, is always battling with the fact that he may turn into a cyber psycho if he overuses his tech. When I first turned on this series, I really didn't know what to expect. Again, I played the video game for about a week, pretty hardcore, until I beat it, so I didn't really know what to expect going into this, but as soon as I turned it on, I was glued. to the screen. The visuals that this anime provides are pretty unrivaled in modern anime. This would be a great anime to watch for the visuals alone, but it's so much more than that. The story and the action, the combat, the animation, everything about this is good. But not only is it good, it is unique, and the animation is incredible. And I have to admit, it kind of makes me want to play the Cyberpunk video game again, which apparently is getting a huge expansion, and so this anime was released just in time. It's very peculiar to me that they start developing an anime based on a failed video game, but that they were able to do it so exceptionally well. Without a manga, they had no source material to base the story on besides the video game, and so they dove into the world, created new characters and a new story, and take you along a visually striking anime that's fast-paced, energetic, unique, and desirable to watch. That is no ordinary feat. In fact, it's an incredibly difficult one, so I absolutely applaud them, and Studio Trigger in particular, for being able to create an anime as beautiful as this out of thin air. I think in terms of Netflix anime, this is on par with Castlevania, which I also believe is a 9 or 10 out of 10 show. And so I'm really hoping that we will get a season 2 and beyond of Cyberpunk EDGERUNNERS. This is a show that I can easily binge, and if season 2 does come out, I am all aboard. I'm going to start pushing this out to people I know. I've already started talking to some friends about it, trying to get them to watch Cyberpunk EDGERUNNERS, because this is peak modern day anime. The directing and storyboarding is absolutely unreal. We already talked about the artistic direction, but a lot of the scenes are so unique. They're just so good at the various camera angles and the setting that you simply get sucked into this visually striking anime, but it has so much more than just great animation. This is contender for potentially anime of the year, although Chainsaw Man is coming out as well, done by MAPPA, and that's probably going to get anime of the year. However, I do believe that Cyberpunk EDGERUNNERS is a top contender. It's extremely easy to fall in love with these characters based in this futuristic city where somehow they're able to explain the entire story and get you invested in all of the characters by about episode 3. And from then on, it's just a gory bliss as you get to watch all of the characters melt faces, literally. And I think there's one character, at least in this show, for everyone, someone to sympathize with. I think for me, it would probably be Main. I really love the boss character that he is, the big brute Hulk, and the first time that we really see Main fight, he has this gun pop out of his arm, and he literally just explodes someone on contact. Meanwhile, David's unique military-grade tech that he has equipped on his spine is called Sandevistan, and basically allows him to pause time and move at hyperspeed for brief moments that he can use multiple times per day at max, otherwise he'll go crazy. Meanwhile, Lucy throws out these glowing ropes that literally rip people to shreds, and it's completely badass. I mean, you can't help but fall in love with the character of Lucy, who undoubtedly is going to be cosplayed out of existence. I can just see all the girls that do cosplay turning into Lucy for a shoot. That's pretty much my review. Go watch it. It's incredible. It's a contender for anime of the year. It's extremely unique. Studio Trigger killed it. It's an anime that I could watch again and again, honestly, because of all the action and the gore and the great dynamic directing and storyboarding. It's a show that I could definitely watch again and again, that I definitely want a season 2 of, and more people definitely need to watch it. So it's on Netflix. Go enjoy it and let me know what you think in the comments down below.